if you are struggling to pick a business or a business model and you don't really know what to sell and you are about to copy someone else's business or you already are copying someone else's business, this is going to show you exactly what to do. I want to show you how to build a business around your skills, even if you think you don't have any, how to beat any type of market saturation and actually stand out, and then picking the best vehicle for your new business. A lot of the times I see guys starting a social media marketing agency when they have no business starting a marketing agency, nor do they even want to start the marketing agency. They just think they have to because they've seen someone like Iman Gadji or Jordan Platten tell them to. Okay, so bonus thing as well, I'm going to give you an AI that helps you figure out all of this stuff in minutes. Okay, but the first things first that you need to know, you might have already been told that you have to niche down. Okay, and the reason you want to niche down is so that you can become more of a specialist, blah blah blah. But there is a guy called Alex Becker, which I'm about to show you here. He is the CEO of Hyros, which is $100 million plus company, or it's worth that much at least. And he said that there is absolutely no point in trying to go after this market here because it's worth, let's say, $100 million, right? And this market in red, you would be a fool to go after if you are just starting off. So if you start a social media marketing agency, or even if you want to niche down slightly, you say, yes, I want to do AI cold calling, like AI dials, it's not going to work because you're going after something that everyone else wants to go after. Instead, you need to go after this little tiny pocket because even this little tiny pocket can get you to $10 million, right? And the thing is, these might seem like big numbers, and this came directly from Alex Becker. These might seem like big numbers, but bro, a lot of us guys, we just want to get to our first 10K. We just want to get to 10K per month. Maybe we want to get to 50K per month or something. Like, we don't really need to make $10 million. Like, it'll be nice, like 100% it'll be nice, but we don't need to go after this $100 million market because there are guys like Alex Becker who has full teams. He has a team. He has the experience. He has the the money to actually go after this market. He has the knowledge. He has the network. Like, he has everything. He has so many advantages that you and me just don't have. And this guy like with everything he has. And by the way, these people spend like 100K plus. Oops, they spend 100K per month on their team, right? Excuse the handwriting. They spend 100K per month on their team to go after the $100 million market, and then there's us who wants to, kind of kid ourselves and say, yes, maybe I can cold call my way to make $100 million. When in reality, what we need to do is go after the $10 million market that these guys aren't really going after, so that we can at least get to our first 10 to 50K a month to slowly build out the team, the experience, build up the money in our bank accounts, the knowledge, and the network to begin competing with guys like Alex Becker. Does that make sense? So we need to define what this $10 million market is. And this is exactly how you're going to do it. I don't want you to fall in the same rabbit hole that I did. Before I started making content, this was me, and I was cold calling, right? This was me cold calling, because I thought I could start an SMMA, which is just a social media marketing agency, and I'll be servicing the home renovation niche because I thought they have money to spend because each project is worth 10 to 15K on average, and I thought they just wanted to get clients. I quickly realized that I didn't understand the home renovation niche because as I was calling these people up, first of all, because I'm calling them, I'm losing leverage, and these guys just did not want to speak to me. But secondly, I thought that they just wanted more jobs, but a lot of the times they were telling me, like, dude, we are already booked out. We don't want more jobs. We actually need people to we need builders essentially. We need contractors. But because in my head I was like, no, I'm just gonna run Facebook ads for this industry. That's all my offer was, right? And I was cold calling, trying to get these people to sign on, but I wasn't giving them what they wanted. And even if, by the way, even if you're lucky enough to sign somebody on who is is willing to, work with you, not only do you not understand your prospects, you also don't understand their prospects. So how on earth are you going to get their clients to sign up with them if you barely got your clients to want to sign up with you? Does that make sense? Like, this is what I was doing, right? And I listened to this guy called Jordan Platten. He's like a big guy in the agency space. All power to him. Maybe his stuff works. It never did for me, because I was never a fan of cold calling. But the reason I can't fully knock him is because the reason my cold calling didn't work was because I didn't fundamentally understand what and who I was selling to, because I didn't even know how to run Facebook ads at this point, let alone sign on a home renovation client, right? And this is what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to fall for the offer trap. And I've spoken about the offer trap before. The offer trap, and I'm going to give a real definition now, is when you try to sell something to people you don't truly understand. You pick a market just because it looks cool or makes a lot of money, even if you've never been in their shoes, right? You do not want to fall for this offer trap. And I want to give you an example of one of my guys. Because he wants to say anonymous, we're just going to call him M, okay? He said when he first came to me, he wanted to do web design for law firms, okay? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that could work. Web design for law firms, you're good at designing websites. Until I asked him, why law firms? Do you want to know what he said to me? He goes, I don't know. They just seem like they have money to spend, and it could just be a good, profitable niche to go after. At that point, I literally held my head in my hands. The reason being is you can offer web design. You know how to design websites, amazing, but you don't know the ins and outs of law firms and how they operate. Right? A lot of the time, people like to, on their websites, at the bottom, they like to say trademark at their company name, right? And the thing is, most website designers will just put that in without understanding if these people are actually patented or copyrighted or not. Like, just to give you an example, if I go on the same Jordan Platten's landing page or website, and this is his design, at the bottom, people have this C logo 2024 company name, right? And it's like most website designers just slap that in without having any knowledge if these people are actually trademarked or copyright or anything. And you want to be careful with law firms because you don't know. They might get incredibly annoyed if you put some sort of legislation on their page which they have or have not got. You don't know this, and you don't want to trial and error your way, especially after you sign on a client, even if you're lucky to do so anyway. Right? So when I asked him why law firms, he just didn't have an answer. He just thought it was profitable. And what we had to do is we had to go back to the drawing board. Like, we realized, yes, he can do website design, but he needs to do it for an industry that he actually has experience in. And we discovered that his family member has an accounting firm. So his family member is an accountant. So he knows the ins and outs of what accountancy firms need and what exactly they want. And he knows the exact situations and the highs and lows of an accountancy firm. So he can offer more than just website design. He can offer like some sort of full solution to get more clients and things. Right? But his core thing that he's selling is the website design. Is this slowly starting to make sense? Like, you don't want to just go for an industry you think could be profitable for. You want to go for an industry that you have real life data and confidence in. So when you get on sales calls, you can actually close these people. Right? So I'm also going to give you another example in a second. The way you want to go about creating your business, let's just say you don't even know what you can offer, and you don't know who to offer it for, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And we're going to do this with something called the SkillSphere, right? So the SkillSphere, this is literally just things that you know how to do. So let's do a random example. Let's just say your skills are you know how to use Canva and you know how to use, I don't know, LinkedIn. You know how to post on LinkedIn, you know how to use Canva, and you also know how to use CapCut, mate. Oh, actually, no, forget it. Let's just say these are the only two things that you know what to do or how to do it, right? Everything else, the things that you want to do, so let's just say you want to start an agency. That goes on the outside because you don't actually know how to do it. Real estate, you've never done it, so you leave it on the outside. You just put it all out in this thing, in this skill sphere. You only write the things that you know. You know, maybe ecom. Maybe ecom is something you want to do. Maybe you want to, I don't know, eventually sell courses or something. You get my drift, right? Like anything you don't know what to do, you put on the outside. Anything you do know what to do, you put on the inside. And let's just say for now, random situation, you know how to do Canva and you know how to do LinkedIn. Okay? What you want to do then is determine exactly who your avatar is or your ideal client profile or ICP. All this is, don't let the word scare you by the way, is an avatar or an ICP or ideal client profile is just a very simple way to describe the perfect person you want to help with your new skill set or business. It's like picking one person who needs what you offer the most. You think about what they want, what problems they have, and how you can help them. When you know your ICP, it's easier to talk to them, to help them, and to sell to them. Okay, so let's just say your skill set is Canva plus LinkedIn, right? Now you want to figure out someone that you can actually help, your ICP, right? Let's just say your cousin has just graduated college or university and they are dabbling in freelance work, right? Let's say they're a freelancer of some sorts, you know. Let's say they offer some sort of service or they write for someone. I don't know. Let's say they're a copywriter, whatever, right? They could be something. They are a freelancer. You know, they don't want to work a 9 to 5 job, and you also know that they have a degree. They have a degree that they don't really want to use. What they want to do is freelance, right? They want to freelance. This is the thing that they want to do. So with your skill set, which is Canva and LinkedIn, you want to figure out exactly how you can help this person. And the way you help them is, I don't know, maybe you can help build their professional brand. You can help them build a professional brand online so that he can become a full-blown freelancer. Okay, this is a business you can do. Does that make sense? And what you're doing here, because you're targeting someone who is fresh out of college, who does not want to work a 9 to 5, and they don't want to use their degree and get caught up in the rat race, you have a small section of the market. Do you understand where I'm going? Because if you're doing Canva and LinkedIn, like, bro, long story short, you're basically just a social media manager. Everyone wants to be a social media manager, and it would be stupid to go after this market. But what you're doing is you're offering social media management. You're offering social media management to a very small subsector of the market who are fresh out of college, who don't want to work a 9 to 5, and they want to be freelancers. Right? Is this market, does this market get advertised to about you or someone helping them with their social media marketing? Absolutely not. They're never being advertised to, right? which is an untapped market. But you have to understand, you're never going to get to $100 million bit company, but you can get to a $10 million company doing this. And more often than not, you don't even want the $10 million company. More often than not, you just want to get to 10 to 50K. And with that money, you can then start building up to this $100 million company market. Sorry, is this slowly starting to make sense? Like, you need to get very, very specific with who you're making your content and who you're doing your business for, so that you can start cracking these months, right? 10K, 20K, 30K, it's not a crazy number to aim for, because you just simply don't understand how big these markets are. Does that make sense? So building out the SkillSphere, figuring out the exact type of person you can help, that is what's going to help you crack these months. This is going to be the direction you want to take your business, right? And the thing is, you probably think that this sounds super unsexy and that this is boring. That's the point, right? Like, you want it to sound boring. You need it to be super unsexy, because if it's boring and unsexy, nobody else is doing it. Like these buzzwords, like, oh, start an SMMA, or start, I don't know, growth operating. Right? Start growth operating, or start something that's just weird, like start like an AI automation thing. Like, no, you do not want to do this, because these buzzwords anywhere, if there's a buzzword anywhere, you don't want to do it, because these buzzwords are $100 million markets. You don't want to go after a $100 million market. You want to go after something as unsexy as possible, something that's so weirdly specific, like this thing over here. Like, this is so weirdly specific. That's what you want to go after, because that is your $10 million market where no one will ever compete. You're the only competitor there, and if you're the only option with the supply, and there is demand there because your cousin wants to do the thing, if you have the supply, guess what? You control the prices. You control literally everything. Does that make sense? So that's what you want to do. Okay? And what you need to do now is, once you figure out exactly who you're helping, right? Once you know, like, I help this person do this thing, now you want to pick the right business model, okay? And this is what everyone does. They skip all these steps above. They skip not building their SkillSphere, and they go straight to the business model as if it'll work. Now that you know exactly who you're helping, now you pick the business model. Do you want to do freelancing, right? Or do you want to do one-to-one coaching? Do you want to do group coaching? Do you want to do a productized service where you have packages? Do you want to sell a course or a digital product where you help people do it by themselves? Do you want to have a community or some sort of subscription where you can have the cash flow built up? Or do you want a hybrid model where you have multiple of these going? Right? You need to decide what you want, because a freelancing, you can scale that to an agency. Coaching, that's more, that's more in depth, and you can charge higher. Like, you can charge higher prices for it. Or group coaching is more in depth as well. Productized services. Do you want to sell packages? Like, you need to decide exactly what you need to do. Community of subscription. This is for, like, cash flow. Do you want cash flow businesses where you get paid every single month? Do you want a hybrid model so you can have the best? You can have the best of multiple worlds, right? Like, there's so many models to choose from. You just need to decide what exactly you want to do. You need to decide what exactly the best cause or, like, situation for you is, and then see exactly who you can help. The best course of action, who you can actually help based off your existing skill set of what you can actually do, and then pick the right model for you. And don't worry, like, there's something called a SkillSphere assistant that I've built out for you. This guy over here is going to help you build your SkillSphere for you. He's going to help you figure out your exact ideal client profile and he's going to help you figure out the best business model for what you actually want out of life. And this is free, by the way. Like, might I add, this is completely for free. So you don't need to pay for anything. If you want the SkillSphere assistant, just go to the description below and you can just put your name and email in, and then I will send over exactly like the link to access a SkillSphere assistant completely for free, and he will help you build your business. Right? It's absolutely insane. He will help you build your business and give you absolute clarity with what you need to do completely for free. Do not worry, right? If I had this when I was starting off, I would already have been a millionaire by now instead of spending a year or months to a year trying to figure out exactly what I should be doing, right? And once you have figured out your business with the SkillSphere, you need to go and watch this video, because it's all well and good knowing, yes, you know what, like roughly what you're selling, but you need to know how to build out an offer with it that can allow you to scale. You need to know how to market it, and you need to know exactly how you're going to keep customers, right? You need to know how you can keep customers to keep getting paid over time, right? Paid over time. Once you've built out your SkillSphere, you've spoken to the SkillSphere assistant, and you've done that, this is the video you need to watch, which I'll link somewhere down below as well. This will tell you exactly what you need to do next, so you can build a company that at least takes you to 10, 20, 30, 50k months, because I promise you, it is not that difficult to do whatsoever once you know exactly the structure to follow.